Test. Oh, I need to move my mic again. 1 second. Here you go. I should hopefully be slightly better audio-wise. And time to go get the stream on the Discord. Okay. And we have Stellaris music this time because Stellaris music is cool. Also, I don't feel like the DLC Civ 5 music is as good as the base game music, and the DLC music is the music in the rest of the very long video I had playing that would be playing this stream if I continued the video. I should probably also get chat up. There we go. I forget when the Suez Canal was built. Suez Canal built when? 1858. So if everything goes well in this stream, we should get that, what, 300 years early? That sounds... yeah, 350 years early. Let's see, did that actually... send? Seems like it did. Okay. And also recording. Okay, I hope that I have all the correct stream settings this time. But we have a lot of plans for this stream. Sorry for the lack of stream yesterday. I had to do some testing. There's a lot of components that are going into today's stream, and this is probably going to be the second most RNG heavy part of the run, after the start, of course. So hopefully we won't need to do any restarting. Hopefully, yeah. I believe I came up with a strat that can do this consistently. The plan is, we're going to obviously go, like, kill Venice, get our island back. We're going to kill, Epirus, then Venice. Epirus first to get our mission for 5% Navy morale, because Venice is really annoying to fight on navies when they're in the middle of a golden age. What a shock. And then we're going to go into the Mamluks. And what we're going to want from the Mamluks is these 5 provinces here, and what we want is to get the Mamluks to build the Suez Canal. Unfortunately, the Mamluks building the Suez Canal is locked behind their mission tree, and the AI sucks at completing their mission tree. So what we're going to do is we're going to complete their mission tree for them, and in the process, if everything goes right, we will get 50,000 ducats and be eligible to claim economic hegemon. In addition to that, Suez Canal will obviously be very helpful in terms of allowing us to control important choke points on the sea. We have a incredibly small naval force limit, 19 right now. It's kind of pathetic. If we want to stand a chance navally, we are always going to be over our force limit, and we won't have any extra force limit for, like, trade ships or anything. We just want a combat wits fleet, and that's about it. We just need to be able to win engagements on the sea. We barely even have room for transports. We have, what, 4 of them? We can't transport a whole army. We have to do it in chunks. So we definitely cannot afford to not have the Suez Canal, because then we would need a separate fleet in the Red Sea, or any other sea, Gulf of Aden, if we ever wanted to do anything in this half of the world, which we definitely need to, because Indian trade money is going to be important for the long-term economic benefit of the run. Economic success of the run. Okay. So, first off, Wallachia can be vassalized. I was thinking about whether or not to do this. It would increase the liberty desire of our other vassals, and we already kind of increased that with making Maria a Pranoia, which was possibly a mistake. But it really helps with naval force limit, so I'm not sure if it was a mistake or not. So we're going to try and vassalize Wallachia because it will increase our land force limit. I was testing, and I think that more vassals with our current build is about a net neutral in terms of liberty desire, but it does help our force limit, so we may as well do that and get a higher force limit. And then for the war with Venice, we do not want to fight them the same way we did last time. That's not going to work out great. Part of the problem was we were behind on Diplotech. We're no longer behind on Diplotech. We may even have a Diplotech advantage, but they still are in a golden age and we're not, and they have higher naval tradition and heavies and we don't. So to counteract that, I'm going to try and get a naval morale advisor, and we're going to try and get Diplotech 8, but they'll probably also have that. So, in the meantime, let's first cancel this, cancel this. We can trade in our favors for trust. And we want to get Milan as an ally as soon as possible. We can also see if we can trade in favors for trust with any of our other subjects. It looks like mainly Anatolikon, which we have a lot of favors. Okay. So that should help a bit with Liberty Desire. There we go. We want the Liberty Desire on everyone in Anatolia to be low enough to constantly divert trade from them. Because we should probably have higher trade efficiency than our vassals, and we can always use our money better than our vassals can. We also want to get an alliance with Milan as soon as possible, and curry favors with them so they'll join the war against Venice, because they are not a great power, so we are actually allowed to ally them, and they will be a help with at least distracting some Venetian armies. The Navy will still need to figure out. So, on that note, I'm going to build a lot of galleys. Let's go for 40. Yeah. And getting a higher naval force limit would also help, but we can't do that yet, so we'll deal with it. And we'll also improve relations with Wallachia. And let's see, I took some notes for the session. I don't think we need to do much else before unpausing. But yeah, this is like the general plan for the session. Oh, we should make our consort a general as well. Here we go. We just want this guy to die. He sucks. We can maybe get a better consort. Okay, well, we at least got a siege general out of it, so I guess that's okay. Maybe. And we're not going to declare war on Epirus quite yet, because we want to get Wallachia as a vassal and Milan as an ally first. But we may as well start preparing for that, because it's not... money isn't that big of an issue right now. So we can slightly... move our navy slightly closer. We can also purchase some Golden Age abilities. AE Impact is good. Transfer Subject and Claim Bordering Claims is good. And Free War Taxes is good. I think that's all of the good abilities. We have one more diplomat. I want to use my diplomats efficiently here, because they do matter a lot. I don't think we can do much useful with it. Okay. I don't think we can. Oh, and we should also be more careful about attrition. Let's go do that so our armies don't take a ton of attrition damage, because manpower, we don't have a lot of manpower. Serbia we don't care about royal marriage wise. We can just improve relations with some random subject, I guess. Kirgizistan for a month to not waste a diplomat. What are our advisors? Advisors are looking good. Why is our Diplo one cheaper? Oh, because we have the Diplo advisor cost thing. Okay. And at some point I would like to remove Emporoi Forced Draft from the Emporoi, but I don't think that'll be happening for a while. With their 82% influence, I guess 72 is doable. With 65% loyalty equilibrium, yeah, we should be able to do that soon. And then I'm not sure what I want to replace that with, but I think anything else would be better, probably. And let's recall this diplomat. And we can do all the normal improved relations stuff with Wallachia to get them to be our vassal. And now Milan will be our ally, and we'll continue improving relations even afterwards. Because we want... Actually, I should stop currying favors there, so we can curry favors with Milan. And again, we just want to get we want to get Wallachia as a vassal before the Epirus War, because we can't get it during the Epirus War. Ottomans also seem like they're gonna implode soon. They're at war with everyone. So that would actually be good for us, because that means we can take more land from them. Let me just set this as provinces of interest so that Anatolia Khan will make some claims on it, perhaps. We don't need that as provinces of interest. Actually, no, we might. And we want curry favors. We can maybe send gift. Oh, knowledge sharing. Well, out of the two, it would make more sense to knowledge share with Wallachia. I'm trying to remember if Seer Trade or Transfer Trade Power gives Diplo. I don't remember which. I'm also trying to get Morale and Navy's advisor. Here you go. Diplo Rep advisor would also be good, because then we could knowledge share QQ, but I don't really care about that. Morale and Navy's is the main thing we need. Maybe we even want more ships. I don't know if 40 galleys is enough. Oh, that's something we could get from the Burger Estate. Recruit Admiral. That'd be nice. Yeah. I don't want to recruit an Admiral yet, though, because we still need Tech 8. That's going to be more important than an Admiral. Probably. And let's do send gift. And we should get like +2, and what else? We can steer trade. I don't think we can do that much. Oh, royal marriage. Okay, so yeah, now when we do the trade thing, that should be enough to vassalize them. And then we should also be able to declare on Epirus soon now. And yeah, now they would accept vassalization. And I want to keep improving with Milan up to the max to maximize this rate we can curry favors at. Wallachia wants knowledge sharing? Yeah, sure. And we can start preparing for the war as well, because we're basically going to do this instantly after we get Wallachia as a vassal. There we go. Now that's going to be a temporary spike in Liberty Desire, but yeah, then it goes back down. And that also allows us to build more troops. Significantly more troops. I also want to see if we have... Okay, we do have a siege guy. Let's just hire the siege guy. And probably rest manpower troops. Maria's still not super happy. That's fine. We can develop a province. And we have the eco icon on right now, which is fine. We'll declare war. And I don't think we bother bringing in Serbia. There's no point. Milan, we should be getting a good amount of favors with them now. Okay. Yeah. We don't need Serbia for this. We'll just kill the Pope ourselves. And again, from this, we just want to basically annex Epirus and then release them as a client state. I don't think we need to do anything before declaring war. Oh, we could seize land. If we got rid of state statutory rights. Debating whether or not that's worthwhile. Our income is probably going to increase soon as we, like, occupy stuff. So we could hold off on that. I think it's fine to do now, probably. Yeah. And then we can seize land again. And Maria, again, is not super happy with us. Again, that Liberty Desire from development does start to matter a bit. Can't do too much about it. Besides, like, actually fix our crown land, and that would be doing too much about it. Okay, I think we can just declare now. And I'm gonna try and find the Pope's fleet. And let's move our non-cannons out so we don't take unnecessary attrition. Okay, there's the fleet. Let's start moving some troops over. We have, what, 4 transports? This is gonna take a while. Yeah, this is gonna take a while. Maybe I should have built more transports. Yeah, but what we can do is we can ask for mill access. Oh, they don't like us. Okay, we can ask for mill access after improving relations with them a bit. But we don't need access from Naples right now anyway. We just want to do Aragon first, so that we can land our troops safely. Actually, how big is this Merc company? 4 units? Okay, that works. I'm gonna get a bit worried if it was 5 units. I guess we can always make a single ship quickly in Constantinople. Oh, we can make a flagship. Huh. I don't think it's worth it. Flagship cannons, morale, and durability. So, I mean, it's probably not worth it to build a flagship yet. Seems expensive. Oh, that was a quick siege. I guess having a siege, having 10 cannons on a level 1 fort does to that, even if we don't have a siege leader yet. Okay, finished knowledge sharing Wallachia. That's fine. Alright, how's our religious conversion going? It's gonna take a while. That's fine. Okay. Again, just very slowly moving these troops into Sicily. Can't move them directly into Naples, or else it would be a problem. We should also probably have 1 galley permanently in the strait to prevent any funny business from the Pope. Oh, our trader died. Well, I guess it's kinda sad that he died, but he died at a really convenient time at least. We can take our morale and navy's advisor for the Venice War. And let's get our transports. Let's take our mercenary stack next. Where did our merc stack go? Oh, we already took him. Okay, we can just take some cannons. Okay, free stab. Yeah, our income did rise, I think, a fair bit. And let's take attack 8 for even more trade efficiency and morale. Maybe I should have waited on selling titles. Whatever, I don't think money will be the biggest concern. I want to be able to sell this one more time before the Mamluk War. I guess it doesn't need to be before the Mamluk War, but it should probably be fairly soon. Actually, we probably don't need more cannons. Okay, so they have 16 on the front line. That means with our cav, we want 20 on the front line. We have 11. So we want 2 more melee first. Actually, we'll want more cannons eventually anyway. Let's just get the cannons. Extra cannons will also help. And I don't feel like microing my diplomats for a bit, so let's just do subject countries. Okay, one of them goes to a subject country with 200 opinion, lovely. Oh, one should support an heir in Poland instead, actually. And then one more melee regiment and we should be good. And we can start moving this force in. Oh, we don't even need mill access, I guess. The Pope beat us to it. Okay, where did the Pope move their armies to? Venice? That's kind of scary that I don't know where it is. I want my army here so that I don't get surprised while sieging the fort. And I will put all of the cannons here. We should probably get the last of our cannons as well to help out. Oh, they sent their entire army over here. Okay. Let's send our galleys out to help. 13 ducats in naval maintenance. Ouch. Oh, we're over force limit. That sucks. Maybe we can make Wallachia a march. Let's do that after the war. Surely... Okay. I can get some more cannons in. That should help. This is a bit overkill for one siege. But yeah, 4 siege general. This should at least help with the Venetian war. Ooh, they have 16k here. We could maybe stack like Venice. No, Ottomans is no longer a valid rival. How sad. Guess I need to revoke that embargo. Yeah, I'm like over-prepared for this Pope war. Oh, I want to fix my force limit, so I'm not paying a fortune in over force limit fees. Let's do shipyard in our subject. May as well do it here as well. That should help out a bit once those finish. We're still on the construction cost thing as well. Actually, maybe we can even do more. Yeah. This is 1.77, and that's the only, like, good value we'll get, I think. Actually, I don't want to use the only slot on that. I might want to manufacture instead at some point. Yeah, so maybe instead we build a slightly not as good one, but in a trade node where we don't want to manufacture later. Okay. National Bank? Sure. Neither of these are particularly useful, but the 500 ducats and stab is certainly great. Yearly inflation reduction will be better, because it's not like we're going to take any loans. So Venice pieced out with the Ottomans, at least. Okay. We could also try and get Georgia as a vassal. I feel like they might just die soon. And they also aren't going to accept. Never mind. Let's get another free trade advisor. Well, not free, but 50% off. For when we are done the Venetian War. Okay, Mamluks announced us as a rival. That's fine. Well, I guess we can take money and war reps from the Pope. Why not? And we can bring these guys back. Probably the overland, because we have, like, no ability to transport them at sea. And it's gonna take a few months for our troops to get back. And now we can take Epirus. We'll take this ourselves, because we want to release this as a new nation. And let's get the good map color. And I already forgot what emblem is the correct emblem. I'm just going until I see the Byzantine eagle. Maybe it's 21? It is, okay. And then this is the subject that we will feed the Mamluk provinces to. Most of the Mamluk provinces to, anyway. We need to give Qahira to a new client state, so we'll have two different client states owning land in Egypt after the war. Before we, like, release Syria or anything. That's gonna be, like, a full war later. Was how the war score works out. Maria does not like us. I mean, we have extra admin powers, so I don't really mind deving them, but... probably this is not an ideal situation. Okay, let's see how everyone's Liberty Desire changes next month after we make Wallachia March. So this is what 40, 40, 17? Oh, unless rival Mamluks. Okay, we'll make Wallachia march. Actually, do we want them to be a march? They could be a Prenoria at some point. Maybe we don't. Maybe we make Anatolikon a march. Because they can't be... what's it called? They can't be made into a Prenoia. And they are also larger. So we would get more benefit out of them being a march. It's not like they're paying us much in taxes. Yeah, we don't want, tax dev in Anatolia. We want production dev. Yeah. I think I'll keep everything as is for now. If our vassals are getting a bit of debt, then we can pay that off for more Liberty Desire later anyway. We just don't want them to go too deep in debt. Okay, so Venice has like 15k troops that are waiting to get stack wiped. Awesome, awesome. Let's keep these in exile. Right next to the Venetian troops. Because the AI doesn't actually know that exiled troops exist. Oh, and let's sell some barks to a vassal. Our vassals don't have money. Okay, we can sell them to someone else. Surely someone wants light ships. You know what? Good enough. They're literally just a negative income right now. And I should also work on building stuff up in Constantinople. Local shipbuilding time. How many modifiers do we even have on that already? Local shipbuilding time minus 60% from expand infrastructure. That's decent. And I think that's it. This would actually be a decent boost. We have the money. We want 10 buildings anyway. Wait, we don't want this. We want shipyard first. And let's wait 1 more month for max morale. Maybe 2. Probably 2. Wow, National Bank? Really? Let's just do inflation. I don't want any admin mana really right now. Can't use it for much. Although we do want to be saving mana, because colonialism will be spawning soon. So maybe I should be promoting this advisor. Although, I don't think it's worth promoting our naval morale advisor. We're going to go to the trade efficiency advisor like right after the Venice War. Probably just a waste of money. Yeah, I think we'll wait on promoting this guy. Well, not wait, we just won't. And we'll just accept, we're using a +1 advisor for a bit. Okay, this should be enough to stack wipe Venice. but we want absolute maximum morale, so we'll wait 1 month for naval morale, because making sure we win on the seas is really important. Oh, and we need to wait until Milan... We probably want to wait for Milan anyway. I feel like the burghers usually like mercantilism. This is a weird event. I guess the influence one, so that we can maybe get the change our emporare policies soon. Okay, influence level 77. Yeah, we should be able to change our policy soon. Lovely. We can get our armies figured out. Hopefully. Yeah, Maria, you can go deal with your own peasants. We'll take 1 tick of attrition unnecessarily. Kinda sucks, but whatever. And we should hopefully be able to win this war somewhat handily. And I think we got most of our infrastructure dealt with. What's our naval force limit at now? Still only 19. The buildings aren't done yet. Yeah, but I don't think we'll be starting much more infrastructure for a while, so let's do the discipline one for the Venice and Mamluk wars. And let's get a morale of armies guy. To help out as well. And we want probably Negroponte as the war goal. We definitely want... Let's think this through. We definitely want Actually, we definitely want Nassau, because it's the glass one. But we want both of these, really. We want all of them. But Crete would be harder to take, so let's start with Negroponte. And we'll call in both Serbia and Milan. That's the whole reason we allied Milan. And hopefully that will help us win this war much more smoothly. We should have a numerical advantage on land, and maybe we can survive at sea, hopefully. I don't think we need to do anything else. Yeah, we should win this fight handily. And let's engage at sea. Yeah, so... we should also maybe try for 1 admiral. Yeah, let's do 1. Okay, our admiral is not actually better. Well, we got more light ships that will go take up our maintenance. Lovely, lovely. I'm just gonna delete these barks. I think they'll just cost more in maintenance than we'll ever get back. They're costing, what, a ducat a month in maintenance? And we can get maybe 10 ducats for them. The war is gonna last longer than 10 months. Okay, we stack wiped Venice. Let's leave our siege general and some cannons. We can just leave our cannons there. Again, we're just deleting all these sparks because they're not going to help. And let's go try and land in Crete as well. Let's get some units ready. So yeah, already we should be outnumbering them. Yeah, we are. If we combine our allies, yeah, counter allies in that. Lovely. And, yep, let's go here so we can land. And let's heal a bit. Yeah, this morale of Navy's advisor was definitely the right call. I'm not sure how well we would be doing without it, but I think it's helping a lot. Also being on par with them on Dipt Tech. Okay, it looks like people are trying to kill our subject's fleet, so let's not allow that. Okay, well, Second Admiral is coming in handy after all. Okay, let's move over here and try and start getting ready to siege Treviso. Okay, and oh, we can also try and catch this fleet. Or not, we have the main Venetian fleet coming. Yeah, let's not worry about 5 trade ships. These ships are basically all healed, let's just go engage. Okay, Muscovy declared war on Ottomans. We still have cores, don't we? Yeah. Can we grant, like, Maria our core? I don't want Muscovy to, like, go grant us our core. That'd be bad. Because, again, we're not allowed to own the core, so we'd have to piece out of our current war to give our core to Maria. I think we just give our core to Maria here. I don't really see a benefit in keeping it for ourselves. Yeah, and then Muscovy might still give the province back? I don't think they would. I think what would happen is they would give stuff to Serbia instead. So that is why keeping Serbia as an ally for now would probably make sense. In case they get anything from the Ottoman War, we can then ask them to return core. Yeah, this makes sense. Okay. I mean, it's still free provinces, but I prefer to not have to piece out of the Venice War, because I think Ottomans have little enough land left that it's not an issue anyway. Okay. We could also go after, like, Eretna and Trebizond soon. Like, this is just free land, isn't it? Anatolikon needs to make a claim or something, though. They're not doing that. If only I had, like, actually taken Aiden earlier, so I could complete the mission to get claims. Wait, no, I can make a claim. I don't have any neighboring claims, never mind. I could make a claim on Theodoro and then on Trebizond, actually. That'd be funny. And then on Eretna. You know what? Sure. We have extra diplomats. Welcome, Lava Gamer! You missed the last stream? That's okay. I don't think too much happened. We took more land in Anatolia. This is the stream, either this or the next stream, where most of the weird stuff is going to happen. Because we're going to go and try and get the Suez Canal built about 350 years ahead of time. Which is going to be a bit tricky. But if we can do it, then we can maybe claim economic hegemon and get like 50,000 ducats with some estate shenanigans. This whole run is just estate shenanigans. Okay, so we have a higher engagement wits and better naval morale. And we have a leader. They don't have a leader. We should win this. But they do have heavies, and heavies are annoying to face because they don't really take damage for a long time, so they can kind of snowball in some situations. Okay, Venice does not want us to have fun. Okay, we are winning this naval engagement, that's good. A lot of stuff to manage at once. Okay, we're losing like 1 or 2 ships, but I think, yeah, Venice is losing way more. Yeah, okay. Oh my god, they got wrecked. Yeah, we're still losing some ships, so I think if we didn't have the morale advisor, this would be... I don't know if we would lose, but it would definitely not be anywhere near as clean, so the morale advisor is definitely worth keeping over the trade efficiency advisor, even from a pure economical standpoint, because we have to replace fewer ships. I also want to go attack the Knights at some point. Let's just get all of our transports in one fleet, so we know how many we have, because I have no clue how many transports we have right now. We have 8. Okay, we can actually, like, go take the Knights on, or something. We would need, like, normal units for that, though. So, what, 4 versus 4? Are they building more troops? They are. So we probably want some cavalry as well. And then 2 cav, 4 infantry, and 2 cannons will probably be enough for the knights. Oh wait, we can just include our siege leader. Yeah. So then these 4 guys and our siege leader would be enough. Yeah, we don't need to even take the cavalry away. And we can use our cannons on the main front. There we go. That would probably be optimal. Ooh, okay, this is really nice. They retreated to a very vulnerable spot. When we stole a heavy from them, I'll keep the heavy for like a month. Yes, it's not completely ruining our naval maintenance. And then we can hopefully use that to wipe out even more of the Venetian navy. Actually, we don't need this 2k to return. We'll have enough troops with the mercenaries. Well, how many troops will we have? We'll have 3, and then... Yeah, I think I want to keep 1 other cannon, and then... Nah, we don't want to split our cannons. We'll be fine. Okay, cog separate. And I'm moving this guy after this month's tick, regardless of what happens. Here we go. Now it makes more sense for me to move him. But I would probably have anyway. And let's get our mostly repaired ships into battle. Like, anything above, like, 90% can fight. Nothing is really above 90%. Okay, this heavy can fight. I think we're, like, exactly filling the combat wits, which is nice. Okay, that should hopefully cripple Venice's navy. And then the Knights have 5k, going on 6k. We should hopefully still win. We'll have 7k troops plus some cannons, and maybe I doubt we're better on Miltech. They're probably on 8. No, they're on 7. They might still be on 7 when we get there. Okay, let's get rid of our heavy. And repair, and start blockading. Actually, we should, yeah, our subjects can handle the knights. Yeah, let's blockade Venice. Have 1 galley that can fight. Let's send our cannons over to help. How can I get these guys to arrive at the same time? Let's try this. And we're waiting till the end of the month's tick to avoid unnecessary attrition. There we go, now they'll arrive at the same time. I think they might have before, maybe I just misread it. Before I lose track of things, who are you fighting? We're fighting Venice right now, and Venice's allies. So we allied Milan to help against Venice, and we have Serbia as an ally. We've had them as an ally for a while. What we're trying to get is, Venice has been really annoying with this trading post in the Constantinople node, so they've been stealing our trade income. We want to stop that, and we're trying to get that island, as well as just feeding our vassals some more land in general. Because we need one of our subjects to have 11 states before we integrate them for a future mission. Okay, surely we can win the siege at some point in the near future. It's July. Do I want to dev Constantinople? No. I want to prepare for colonialism. We'll dev Constantinople once colonialism spawns. For now, we'll wait a bit to upgrade to pike infantry. Actually, we can just walk on top of this siege. No, we can't. We're going to be in the middle of fighting a battle. We can upgrade to pike infantry in a bit. But this should also help us against the knights as well. Oh, and the knights have, like, higher requirements to siege their fort or something, don't they? Let's get some extra cannons. Lovely. And let's start sieging Treviso. Oh, let's see if we can get our allies to attach to this. And then maybe we can get them to take the extra attrition while we, like, bodyguard. Okay, I'm not in love with this engagement, but the fleet should hopefully still be damaged. Yeah, they have, like, no galleys left. It's just the heavies. We should win. Even without our full fleet. Okay. That was a... not completely decisive battle. But maybe they actually lost a heavy this time and it didn't just disengage. Who knows? Let's get our most wounded ships out. Okay. And this seems like a decent time to upgrade our... yeah, we just finished the battle. We can maybe upgrade our infantry now. Okay, we killed one heavy at least. Let's sit on this province to help ensure that this fleet dies. And let's get our wounded ships back into the battle. They're basically healed. How many regiments do we need for this? 11. It's gonna be tough. We'll have like 8.5, so we need 4 more. Let's just transfer some units here. And send these guys to Constantinople. $37.5k Venetians. That is somewhat scary. And hopefully they can't piece Milan out. Milan's kind of just sitting in the middle of nowhere. Not the best. Trading in gems happened. Yearly inflation reduction. We have so much yearly inflation reduction. What is this? We don't need it. We have no gold income. Okay. Why do we have 8 gold in Spoils of War? Wow. Blockading is a better money source than I thought it would be. Okay, we have a ton of cogs. And I don't think we probably should take the Patriarch Authority. We don't need admin for sure. State maintenance doesn't really matter. Yeah, let's get Patriarch Authority in case we need it. And then this should hopefully kill the last of the Venetian navy. And we can add in this galley. He's basically healed. And let's get our navy here. We can just tell this guy to go to Rhodes and he'll get there eventually. Okay, they still have 4 heavies, which is somewhat concerning, but we should hopefully be fine. We can tell our moderately injured ships to heal. And they should be healed soon. And we should also be able to separate peace the knights soon. Yeah, I'm really happy I invested in these forts. They should protect Constantinople's prosperity, which is pretty important with how much money it makes. Oh, come on. We still have enemy fleets with, like, ships in them? Are you kidding? Okay. Well, let's deal with Siena. 10 prestige for 130 ducats? Well, 20 prestige? I guess we should take that. And let's try and get these over here. Surely we can catch Siena. Okay, maybe not. That's annoying. Let's separate some galleys, just a few galleys out then, to protect our transports. We can probably afford to. Four people lurking once again. Yep. I assume they just don't have any questions? I don't know. Perhaps it's wonder, again. Trying to figure out what in the world EU4 is. Yeah. Mamluks get knowledge sharing from Karaman? Okay. That's certainly a thing. Oh, and we should be using our diplomats. I keep forgetting to do that. We should be improving with countries that will likely get AE on when we kill the Mamluks and that we don't want to join a coalition. I am surprised by like how effective these AI allies are, but maybe I shouldn't be. Okay, we finally got enough regiments here. And the siege is still going to take forever. We can add in a blockade, that should help a bit. Why is this taking so long? I guess just lack of artillery. We're not going to take admin tech, there's no point. We are going to dev colonialism in Constantinople once it spawns, but I don't know when that will be. Could take a while. Okay, we won the siege. May as well go for the cap. We could also go for here. Yeah. Okay, now we can go after the cap. You can also, like, hire another general, maybe? Would be nice to have more than one siege general. Okay, Venice is dividing its forces and going after stuff that really doesn't make any sense. They're trying to... I don't know what they're trying to accomplish right now. We protected that area of Greece with the fort. And Siena continues to annoy us, but not actually take any engagements. I guess that's smart. if it would make sense to take transfer trade power. I was gonna say, but I don't think we can get trade power from Venice because they're a trade league leader or whatever. So we'll probably just take war reps and money. Of course, assuming we can peace out these guys. Okay, we got Venice siege before anything else. Sure, why not? Oh, advisor cost minus 20%. Okay. Actually, can we get some infantry here? Yeah, let's go there. We can just carpet siege Venice a bit. Reconquest? Okay. Well, hopefully we can get that province back. But yeah, at least Muscovy didn't return like one of our cores in the middle of a war. I think they don't return core provinces of vassals. I think that's why. That's just why I assume they gave it to, what is it? Serbia instead of Bulgaria, because both Bulgaria and Serbia have a core on these two provinces. Okay, let's not go too hyper-aggressive with these units. I really don't like where that's going, so I'm going to retreat. Okay, we have some uprisings in Anatolia, whatever. Surely we can win the Knights. I'm just now realizing, like, do I even want to give this province to any of my subjects? It's probably just going to be a net negative. I probably do, because then I don't have to worry about the Knights' trade power. Oh, and I can take it in the peace deal with Venice. Hopefully. I think it should be under 100% war score, because I can't separate peace and take it for myself. That would be violating the challenge rules. But I want to delete the fort in it before handing it off to a subject. That's the thing. I have even more transports, wow. Well, let's use them. Hopefully we can get all of these troops in at once. Okay. And they're attacking our mostly transport fleet, but we should still hopefully win. Our transports are beating them up. Let's go. And we even got another transport. Okay. Might have to take admin tech. I really don't want to take that. I'm just going to dev admin. I'll dev admin in a subject. I want to know if colonialism spawns or not. And let's see if we can break the siege of the fort. Wow. So, In addition to our consort just being a horrible ruler, he also is now having an affair with our natural scientist advisor, who is much more capable at everything than he is. I kind of just want to get rid of the consort. I mean, it costs some prestige, but the consort sucks. I mean, we are going to lose a general, but who cares? I want a better consort. And okay, let's attach. And let's go. And stack wipe, okay. Let's see if we can occupy the rest. Our subjects are not having a fun day in Anatolia while this is happening. But we should be able to stack wipe this Venetian army as well, and then they shouldn't be able to do anything. I just really don't want to be delaying the Mamluk War for too long. Because they might eventually catch up on tech. Yeah, they're tech 7. Okay. Why are we only at 59% war score? It feels like I should have more. Well, let's first figure out what we want to give to which subject. So I want to give Nassau to our subject we're going to integrate, Circassian. This can go to Maria. So we need to take those. We also need to give this to Circassian for the state. And this to Circassian. Actually, what seas does this border? Okay, I don't want to risk it. I'll just give this to Circassian. And that should probably be it. And then we can take this for ourselves and give it to a vassal after deleting the fort. Oh, we should have co-belligerented the knights. Oops. And I really want war reparations as well. Or even is Memmingen. I want to piece out allies that we don't have war score on. Okay, let's go try and piece out Siena. And we can move our secondary navy there. Colonialism did not spawn, so I'm just going to dev Constantinople. Oh, we instantly win the siege. Can we sue for peace then? Yeah, let's do this. Oh, now they won't accept? Okay. I'll just put my troops back on your land. Oh, there's a naval battle going on. Maybe I should send some guys over to help. Very long naval battle, probably because we're mostly using transports against the light ships, neither of which are suited for combat. But we somehow won. Okay. And this is probably the best deal. We could get their trade power, maybe. 5% trade power in Genoa? Probably not worth it. Yeah, let's just do this. Yeah, and now we should be able to take everything we want. And yeah, no one that we care about will be able to join a coalition. So money. Okay, Sarkeesian, Maria, Sarkeesian, and we'll give this to Maria after we delete the fort. And max money, basically. Okay. I believe this is optimal. The one part I'm unsure about is if these two provinces are neighbors, then we could take this fort, this province as well, and delete this useless fort. Surely the province UI says this somewhere. Okay, I don't know. And this will help our crown land, I think, slightly. It won't make an impact. Okay. And we can delete this, and also delete the marketplace. This is a really stupid marketplace. We can keep the church. I don't see the harm in it. Although, honestly, I think I'd rather have them get naval force limit eventually, so let's delete the church as well. And we can't exploit for anything useful. There we go. Slightly messy borders, but it'll be fixed eventually. And now let's also... well, first we should get our troops back to fight the Mamluks. And... return core province. Let's do this to ourselves so that we can then give it to Bulgaria. And this way we'll also lose the core on it, so that we don't have bad events. Actually, can we take... Yeah, we might be able to take Monopoly. Monopoly on mining and smithing. A single mercantilism point, why not? There we go. Yeah, now I think we have done everything we need to before the Mamluk War. And this is going to be the main war of the session. It might take a while. I tried to save some manpower in the Venice War for it, but I wanted to fight Venice first because we want to consolidate the Constantinople node before we get nodes further downstream from it. And we could also kill Aretna, but I don't see a reason to. We should just try and get this stuff with the Mamluks done as fast as possible, really. That's the main goal. And we may need to hire some mercs. Now, why do I only have 39 force limit? Can I increase that at all? I think the main way I would increase it is by making Anatolikon into a march. Oh wow, they have 230 ducats in debt. Let's pay that off before they go bankrupt. And let's also make them a march. That should help the Liberty Desire. We'll wait 1 month to see where the baseline is, but 27, 23, 24. And yeah, we want to make Anatolikon a march because we're not going to integrate these guys anytime soon. So we have 40 force limit right now. I'm surprised that only increased our force limit by 2. That increased the Liberty Desire of our other subjects? I think it did. More than 27, more than 23, more than 24. Huh. Oh, we stopped diverting trade. Okay, I guess we got, what, 3 extra force limit? What's combat wits? 25. What mercenaries can we get? Quite a few mercenaries. Okay, probably want the Wandering Knights of Rhodes. Definitely Palace Guard. Probably Hajduk's. Molochs could be useful for another siege. The question is how many sieges we can realistically do at once in this Mamluk War. Orgol of Cyprus. Really annoying Orgol. Okay, we'll probably want 2 sieges at once, so 2 siege generals could be good. It's just... oh, that is... yeah, we can go over force limit, I suppose. That's the thing. First off, we should delete unnecessary transports. I don't think we'll need more than 8 transports. And we also won't need our light ships, so let's see if we can sell these off to anyone. What about half the transports? No? Okay. We can at least get rid of the light ships. Naples, maybe. Okay, maybe even fewer of the transports. Or not. Let's move one cog fleet in. Well, we can move one. I'm just going to delete these cogs. I don't think we'll sell more than, like, 4 transports. Okay, but this helps our financial situation slightly. If we want 2 sieges at once, do we? I mean, first off, we should get some more cannons. 6 cannons would be good, yeah. Or... well, we definitely want Palace Guard. Free Company would be probably good. It's cheaper, but... ugh. Yeah, we may as well take the Free Company. It's, like, basically free. Knights of Rhodes, extra damage? I mean... wait. Knights have a lower tech level than our own mercenaries. Oh, because we're ahead of time. Okay, so we don't want to take mercenaries that aren't our own then, because they're not going to be as good. Yeah, all of these guys just aren't going to fight as effectively. Okay. That makes stuff a lot easier to decide on. Free Company, Palace Guard, and we could maybe take one other, but not really. Okay, and that will be exactly on force limit. And maybe we can get a few more cannons in. I feel like we could sneak maybe one more cannon in. Yeah, let's do 1 cannon. Slightly over force limit. Okay, we got another conversion down. Yeah, we do want to invest a fair amount into this war. And then we should have enough infantry to fill the front line at least, with some to spare. Okay, that's not the most ideal situation to have a rebel spawn in. Oh, Karaman built a fort. That sucks. Do we have a war goal on Karaman? We could make Karaman the primary war participant. I don't think it makes sense, though. We need to co-belligerent Mamluks anyway, because we want to take land from them. So I don't see what this accomplishes. I guess it means the war goal wouldn't be as important. Now let's do Mamluks. Even with the really stupid war goal. Okay. And we should figure out what we want with this army. We want enough to fill the front line and no more, really. And we want our siege general on the main fort, but we also want enough cannons to siege the fort on the fort. So let's do... split our cannons in half. And let's separate transport fleet. And let's try and siege Cyprus as well at the same time. I want more cannons, that's the thing. I only have 8 cannons. Let's get 2 more cannons. And improve relationships with random countries. It sucks that we're taking this much attrition. Okay, we have 12k, we need 25k, so we need 13k infantry here. The rest can go, or at least stay in the back. Okay, Mamluks are being annoying. At least we only lost transports, which we don't really care about anyway. Oh, we can just keep these here, actually. And do that. And we can bring the cannons on boats. You know what? I feel like I still want more cannons. Yeah, that should be enough for 2 sieges. We can afford that. And let's blockade here. We can get the least damaged ships out to help blockade. Come on, 71%, surely, okay. Let's just get this last fort sieged as well. And we can probably just move our own infantry out. We have enough infantry from our subjects right now. Let's get another cog. To get the last of the cannons. Actually need one more cog. And that can stay here. Looks like we need to put another tax step into Constantinople. Okay. Let's see if we can get our subjects to attach. We have a few too many cannons and not enough infantry. Okay, let's not advance further until we have backup. And this can be our one main combat stack. Yeah, this should fill the combat wits. So we are 2 mil-techs ahead, which is not an auto win. Hate that we're fighting the Ottoman separatists. Okay, we won Crete. That's a huge help. Now if we can get our cannons out, that'll be even better. And I'll keep these cannons in the back line for now. Still no colonialism. Oh, we did get that better advisor. We should switch advisors. Oh, let's do this one. We even have advisor cost. There we go. And let's get these extra cannons in so that we can maybe win a bit more in the battles. A full back line of cannons at Tech 7 is hilarious. Whatever. Well, Tech 8. They're not good cannons, but they help. They might slightly increase the stack wipe odds, and let's get our vassals to take care of these forts. Actually, we could full annex Karaman, can't we? No? Okay. I guess we probably need to kill their army or something. Yeah, we have max cannons here and our siege general, but it's just getting super unlucky with the siege. Oh, and the Mamluks are blockading us again. Because they refuse to admit that they cannot compete with us at sea. I mean, they can't compete on land either, but you know. Come on, win the siege. 71% per month. There we go. And let's get this cannon stack into the front line. I don't know if this is actually gonna like help more than the attrition hurts, but we can try. And hopefully this is a stack wipe. I don't see why it wouldn't be. Well, we stack wiped their navy. We can kill that and then head back to blockade. And I don't know, give it to Bulgaria. Which subject is earning the most money or losing the least? Yeah, Bulgaria. Okay. Yeah. Okay, we got the absolute worst pro possible. But we do have this full backline of cannons, which should hopefully help some. There we go! Stack wipe. I think the cannons helped. Let's see if the cannons are going to continue helping. We possibly are going to run a bit low on infantry? I'm not sure. We're taking like -1 battles, but the more important thing is we have numerical superiority. Yeah, I don't think the infantry, the amount of infantry we have is going to be an issue. Yeah, we're doing 3 times the damage to them. And the morale advisor we got is definitely better than a discipline advisor. Look at these stack wipes. Okay, let's go here. And we have a whole lot of guys that are following our main force, so we can probably afford to detach our infantry, so they don't take as much attrition while we siege this fort. Again, we just need a front line. If we have more than a front line, then they won't do that much. And we're not losing that much money. We can get rid of this Karak. What are we losing money on? Army? Okay. Yeah, army. But yeah, we're maybe fixing that a bit. Yeah, there we go. Much less from being over force limit now. And maybe I should have made Mamluks the primary war participant. I don't like this fort in Isel. Wait, no, we're gonna give this to our subjects that's gonna get annexed later. It's fine. But yeah, we stack wiped 30,000 Mamluks. Hopefully the other Mamluk forces aren't that intimidating. Okay, we have, what, 3k, 4k, 3k, what, 10k for Mercs? So we need, basically this entire thing if we want a full front line of our troops, which are going to be better than our vassals' troops. We only have 7k from Anatolikon right here. Let's divide this in half and send half to support. And let's do this. That should be enough. let's get them here so they're closer to the fort. Oh, he's gonna take attrition, that sucks. Still no colonialism. It's really sad. Okay. Let's get all of our forces together, and then we can fight the Mamluks. Okay, let's fight them on dry lands, not on highlands. I don't know if we'll stack wipe. Yeah, we didn't stack wipe. We only killed like 60%. Okay, we're killing a whole lot of newly made Mamluk troops. And let's leave behind our infantry and send in the artillery. Also, we can leave behind, like, the excess artillery. We're taking too much attrition. They cannot stand up to us in battle. Let's side with the Clericoi. I want the Empori to lose influence. That way we can revoke the forced draft and get a more useful privilege. Oh, we should also, like, sell Crown Land soon. Maybe now. To maximize some money we can get from the trick we'll do in a bit. I feel like I'd rather lose some admin right now, to be honest. Too much admin. Not enough to do with it at the moment. I just want colonialism to spawn. Definitely want some maneuver here. Again, just trying to divide up my forces to have slightly less attrition. Still only 1200. Okay, whatever, we'll just sell titles now. That will make our subjects slightly more disloyal, but we'll handle it. And then we can next sell them on 1507, that's fine. Okay, oh, our diplomats haven't been busy for a while again. Oops. You just wanna... Timurids are friendly. I wonder if we could knowledge share them. No, we can only knowledge share, like, useless nations. Yeah, we just want to get our diplomats to be improving with people who we're going to get aggressive expansion on soon. And we also need to dev Constantinople again. Why does Georgia own a province here? What is going on? We can improve with Georgia. Maybe we want them as a vassal at some point. So no colonialism again. Okay, we'll dev Constantinople. Probably with tax as well, unfortunately. And let's get all of our troops here to hopefully stack wipe this Mamluk force. I don't want these guys to just run away, but we should be able to catch these still. There we go, this should be a stack wipe. There's no train penalty, so our tech advantage and numbers can just squash them. Did we roll? Yeah, we rolled the minimum possible. Okay, not a stack wipe. That's disappointing. We need to go relieve the siege now. Can't even go to stack wipe those 5k. We might not be in time. Can we go like this? Yeah, we can. Hopefully I don't get it at 42%. We've been super unlucky. We will continue to be super unlucky. Okay. Well, it's at 100 garrison, so hopefully it should fall in the same months. And then maybe these guys will be trapped. What? I thought you instant win a siege if it's less than 100 defenders. Maybe we need to wait until next month's? I think it's an instant win. I don't want to spend 50 mil power on this to assault. Okay. That was stupid. Okay, now we should be stack wiping. Okay. I don't know what tech these guys are, but surely it's not Mamluk level. Yemen? Oh, it is. Tech 7. That's surprising. I guess my quality advantage isn't as big as I thought. Guess we should just focus on sieging. we'll just try and siege more of these provinces. And we can... I guess this fort basically pays for itself. So no need to transfer it to a vassal. Again, just carpet sieging the Mamluks now. Nothing extraordinary. We can get rid of some of our excess artillery. And by get rid of, I mean not have them sit on the siege, taking unnecessary attrition. And we're under force limit again. Okay. Yeah, I think this was the correct amount of build-up. Okay, we can maybe form another army here with our vassal swarm. It is becoming a swarm. Yeah, we can maybe actually kill these guys that are sieging Damashq. Shame we keep on getting such bad rolls. Okay, we're killing the Mamluk Navy at least. And once we take this province, we can probably just piece them out. We just need to take the provinces necessary to get the Suez missions. How much are we earning from spoil of war? Huh, we're barely earning anything from blockading cities, which I'm surprised by. Hadramut is all the way up in Bulgaria trying to do something. Okay. Well, let's get our infantry and excess cannons out of here. They're taking unnecessary attrition. Yeah, we can probably just peace out now. First we should peace out Karaman and give both of these to Sarkisian, and this to Anatolikon. We just want to maximize the amount of different states Sarkisian owns. This will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That'll be enough. Okay. Let's go occupy this. And I guess we can move our guys here over to start sieging more stuff. We could even promote this guy, and it would be surprisingly cheap. Why not? Level 5 Dip Advisor. How many discounts do we even have? Only minus 44%, huh. I guess it's multiplicative. List of 50% for like 75% total. Okay, we probably don't need to drag this war out any longer. So we can do Cephalonia. We just need these 5 provinces. And war reps. And they will accept that. I think we just want to take this as our peace deal. I mean, we could also take this. But nah. Okay, so, oh wow, 8 people watching. Well, welcome to everyone watching. I guess you're just lurking, as the other guy already said, but this is probably like the most important moment in the run so far. We are going to attempt to do the Mamluk Canal, cheese, exploit, estate, shenanigan, whatever it is. This is like the one moment it can go wrong. So I am going to make a save here. I don't think we'll need it, but I don't want to restart the entire run if this goes wrong, and we can't really redo this. Here you go. So I made the save, and here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna split this into Cephalonia, our client state, are getting these provinces. We are directly taking these two. So if you look at this, Crown Land should be fine. Yeah. We'll unfortunately gain a bit of Crown Land. We wanted to min-max our Crown Land slightly better. It can't be helped. And we are going to release a client state in Qahira. We are taking Qahira, even though it isn't strictly necessary, because it has the trade center at level 3. And if the Mamluks own a level 3 trade center, this won't work. No one really mentions this as a problem, but if you try and test this strat under anything besides ideal conditions, you basically need to do it this way. It's the main reason why the canal can fail early. And coalition looks fine. It's just Ottomans, Mamluks, AQ. We have truces with most of these guys. So AQ, Aretna, Medina, and Makuria are the only ones who could join, and Makuria doesn't see us. So that isn't 4 nations that are valid, so we don't have to worry about a coalition here. Okay, I think we can take the peace deal. You have the dramatic music playing at the exact right time. Okay, oh great, we got power projection, because they were our rival. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. We're going to give this province to Cephalonia. Very important. And now, we couldn't do this normally, because normally you can't just take Cairo and make it into a client state, but by giving these provinces to a client state, Cairo now borders a client state. We're going to delete this fort. We're probably going to remake it later, but I want it to be our fort, so that we can choose whether or not we want it built here. And now we are going to make a new client state in Cairo. We can call it Egyptus. It doesn't really matter. The important part is that Cairo is not owned by the same client state as the rest of these provinces. And we just want to get it to the correct color. We are keeping this client state long term. And I think it's fastest to go this way. Actually, I guess it isn't. Whatever, already started. Now, we could have made Egyptus's capital elsewhere, but it's just way better to do it here because we get 28 development cord for them for free if we make it their capital, which is huge. They'll actually have an economy. Why can we not make this client state? I think we have a bug here. I can't exit the screen. Oh, I can't make an identical flag color. There we go. Yeah, that was the issue. Now, we will have some Liberty Desire issues, maybe? Not really. Okay. And we can just Dev Maria once. Okay, this is the hardest part, I think, done. Now all we need to do is we get Cephalonia to core these provinces. Hopefully they have enough admin points. I think they should. I don't think they need to, like, tech up or anything. And then we get all the buildings. And we will be improving relations with Cephalonia as well. And we just need to make sure we do that before our war reparations with the Mamluks expire, for this strategy to work. And as long as that's the case, we should be able to complete the Mamluk missions for them and get the Suez Canal constructed, as well as get a whole lot of ducats from estate shenanigans. Okay. I don't want to seize land. I'm just going to wait for colonialism to hopefully spawn soon. And we could kill Eretna. There's no real reason why not. AQ would join, we don't really care. Yeah, we may as well. I guess we can let these provinces finish coring, and then we can kill Eretna. We're not in a rush to kill Eretna. It's not really that important right now. We'd love to kill Genoa, but I don't think that's happening. Let's get these guys back. Actually, we probably don't need to wait to kill. I was thinking we maybe wait for the chorus to finish. But we probably don't. So we could kill Eretna. The main problem would be aggressive expansion. But again, we've been improving relations, so I don't think anyone important even can join the coalition. Yeah, everyone's friendly. Yeah, let's go kill Eretna. Is it that one strat to get economic hegemon from 1 month's tick of Suez Canal's money received from war reps? Yes, it is. Slightly modified because we are an OPM, so we're going to have to do all of it through vassals. And we're taking their capital because it's unreliable to do the strat if you don't. No one I have seen has mentioned that you really need to take the capital as well for the Suez Canal strat to be reliable. But you do. I think that more videos need to mention that. Because the Mamluks love to upgrade their center of trade and their capital to level 3. And if they do, one of the requirements for the mission, by the way, in Sharkia, is that you have no available building slots, and you have at least 5 buildings. So, normally you just fill Sharkia with the max amount of buildings, and it's fine. But if the Mamluks upgrade center of trade in Qahira to level 3, that gives 1 extra building slot. So you can't really do the strat. I mean, if you're a player, you can kind of get around it by expanding infrastructure and building an extra building. But we can't expand infrastructure here because it's not a province we directly own. we have to build everything through the vassal. So the only way to really reliably do this with a vassal is to also take Rohirrim in the same war. That's why we took the capital. It is also just a nice province to have, but the main reason is for the canal shenanigans. And then we can also get a whole lot of money, like 30, 40, 50k ducats, if we sell titles at the correct time, when we have 2,000 monthly income. And that would be a huge jump start to our economies. We could build, like, manufactories in all of our vassals, for example. We just need to make sure we are not at war when we get these provinces integrated. But an Eretna war should be really quick, so we can probably continue expanding. Actually, yeah, we can continue. Oh, and I lost track of our missionary. I need to not do that. We only have one missionary. We need to make good use of it. Actually, we should have this go in Rohirrim. That will be the most relative value. Because that will be, like, all of Rohirrim's religious unity solved. At least for now. Wow, AQ would almost not accept. Huh. Okay. We probably want to take Amasya in this war. Well, it doesn't matter what province. We're going to take all of them. Really. But we do need a diplomat. And we're just going to feed all of this to Anatolikon. Actually, let's just do this. There you go. We'd prefer to stack wipe their army as soon as possible. Their army is fast. I guess better maneuver or something. And let's go start carpet sieging. Okay. AQ has 8k at Tech 7. It's not really a problem. They also don't have military access. So we'll ask for military access. And we'll go move these cannons onto the siege as well. Okay. And I think we need 2 more cannons for the max, so we'll leave those. Okay, the army should be in this province. There we go. We can just stack wipe this. I think they're also allied to... No, they're not allied to the Ottomans, but we may as well stack wipe them. Get some prestige. Reduce them as a threat for later. Okay. I'm surprised we aren't having many issues with Liberty Desire. I expected it to be more of a problem. Again, we need to keep track of when we integrate this guy. And we also need to keep track of when our truce expires. We have plenty of time to finish this war. Then we're going to go kill the Ottomans. And we can separate some infantry to go siege down these provinces. Let's just separate out enough artillery and try and save our small stack. There we go. And where is our siege guy? This is not our siege guy. Do we have a siege guy? I don't think we do. Let's hire a siege guy. It just makes sense. Okay, colonialism, finally, in Coimbra. Let's just dev it. Yeah. I may as well do encourage dev. Doesn't really matter. The cost is so high anyway, it's gonna save like 50 points. But may as well. Okay. And yeah, I'd rather just get the dev in Constantinople than be ahead of time for a bit. Because none of these techs are that useful. And how much more dev do we need for this? Okay, we need 2 more. So we can do like 1 more dip, 1 more mill. That'll also conveniently get us to 75 total dev. So only took us 50 years to get to 75 dev. We're well on track to world conquest. Truly the city of the world's desire. Yep. And again, we'll start integrating Cephalonia when we have about 3 buildings left in Cephalonia to build. So we can take a bit, but we need to remember we can't integrate them while at war. So we'll probably start it right before the Ottoman War. We can also choose a policy. Morale in navies would be nice, but also land attrition. I'm not sure which I care about more. Most of our casualties are from attrition right now. Let's get these guys to closer to the Ottomans. Again, I need to pay attention to separatists because we really don't want separatists messing with these provinces. They could mess us up. Okay, let's go. And we could try and get like a full peace deal on AQ, but I don't really see the point. We don't want anything from these guys. Let's just annul treaties with the Ottomans to ensure we don't have to fight these guys again. I don't care about 20 ducats. We also get a prestige. And let's go transfer everything to Anatolikon. And again, none of these people really matter for a coalition. AQ won't join because, yeah, truce. Which means, oh, Ottomans have a truce, Mamluks have a truce, Medina could join, Makurga doesn't know us, Ajam could join, that's 2. Luristan and Beja, where the hell are those? Oh, here. Okay, let's improve with these guys. But also, let's just make peace. Because I'm not worried about this coalition. We did give Anatolikon everything, yeah. And we could honestly go after Trebizond as well. Georgia would actually join? Okay, never mind. I'm surprised. Wait, maybe we want Georgia to join. I think I'll go after Trebizond, but not right now. I think we want to wait until after we get this Cephalonia stuff done, because this is not actually a guaranteed super quick war. We have 2 high-level-ish forts. And we do, like, have AE that can be ticking down right now, so we don't need to be super aggressive with continuing to expand. Let's get these guys here and these guys here. Again, we want to be able to easily access the Egyptian provinces. And we can go improve relations in the meantime to prevent a coalition. Yeah, we want to not have these guys join. Okay, 75. We need a bit more mana. We're going to use Dip and Mill, I think. That makes the most sense. And then Constantinople should actually be the 2nd province in Europe to have colonialism. And let's, again, reduce attrition we're taking. We don't want to take it unnecessarily. Armenian peasants really don't matter. Our subjects can handle that by themselves. They're Panoia. We can maybe sell some of our cogs. Why did we lose relations with Cephalonia? We didn't. Okay, I don't know what's going on. Okay, first let's see if we can sell light ships. Anatolikon still has debt. Yeah, let's just pay that off. Yeah, we have what? Paid off our loans 14.7. Yeah, okay, it stacks. Good. Still taking attrition. Now we don't. Okay, I guess the maneuver general wasn't applying to all the stacks. Maybe we can sell ships to Austria. They feel like they're always at force limit. Okay, Aragon? No. About fewer ships. Someone surely wants ships. No one wants ships. Yeah, everyone's just at force limit, I guess. Come on, no one wants ships? Emirati has no ships. They'll accept them for half price, sure. We'll just delete these other transports. We have enough. Okay. And we can also lower naval maintenance. We don't need to maintain our troops for like a year or so. A bit more than a year. Okay. How's decoring going? Pretty good. And we can continue supporting air. I doubt, like, anything will happen from it, but why not? Actually... Oh my god, we still have this stupid consort. I thought I got rid of the consort from that event. I could have sworn that we had an event that got rid of our consort. Okay. Well, at least our heir is basically old enough to take over now. So it doesn't... Our consort no longer matters. Unless our heir dies in a hunting accident, which would be really sad. Okay, Maria can deal with that. Earning a decent chunk of money. We can also maybe promote some advisors. And... I forget what events. I know there are events that happen if you have a +3 or higher mill advisor, so I'm not going to promote him yet. I don't really need mill mana yet. We are still ahead of time. Okay, let's do one more dip dev while we can, and then a mill dev as soon as possible. Marian peasants revolted there. Oh, okay, well that's an inconvenient location. For sure. Okay, let's get 2 mercenary companies to deal with that. I don't want our vassal suffering penalties unnecessarily. Wait, this is too much. Okay, let's not get these. We can get, yeah, that and that. And we can attach the companies to each other. There we go. And we can also cancel mill access. And lower maintenance. There we go. No longer losing Diplo. Okay, and we can sell titles soon? Yeah, we'll be able to sell them in time. Again, support air, because why not? Surely we get mill power soon. Our admiral left us. Oh, we should also be building stuff in Constantinople. We want to get to the building requirement for the mission. Let's build that impressment office. That we can get like 90% faster ship speed. I think that's the cap. Okay, our missionary finally finished. We're not going to bother converting these provinces because we're giving them back to the Mamluks, and who knows when we'll take them again. I think I'll also build a fort here. This is just a good long-term province to have a fort on. Actually, yeah, we should take construction cost. There we go. And there we go. Colonialism as the second province in Europe. Yeah, we beat Lisboa. I don't think any other European has colonialism embraced. So, second province, first nation to embrace colonialism. Wow, we could give it to anyone. Let's sell it to Austria. That's probably the highest income. We could also keep it for ourselves, I suppose. But I don't really see the benefit. Yeah, I'd rather just get some money? I mean, we don't need money. We're gonna have 50,000 ducats soon. So maybe we don't knowledge share to anyone. We just slow everyone else down slightly. Yeah, that's probably more valuable than, like, the 300 or whatever ducats I'll get from knowledge sharing. We could consider knowledge sharing to our vassals then instead. Yeah. Let's do Maria. Let's just keep it in the vassal family. And then we should have a bit of a tech advantage for a while. We became one of the great powers. Okay, so we can officially become economic hegemon once we finish up with the buildings. The coring is going to take a bit longer, but we do meet the great power requirements, and I don't expect we'll fall out of that anytime soon. "100 clergy loyalty. We get the maximum 25% extra reform progress. Lovely. Okay, let's just keep improving with Cephalonia. Just in case. Well, actually, we can stop soon. It's not gonna, like... We won't not have enough relations. Let's improve with our other vassals so that they are as loyal as possible for when we annex Cephalonia. Well, Egyptus will probably be loyal anyway after this, so I guess we could just take 3 manpower. Yeah. And we can probably hire some more infantry to increase our relative strengths now. Yeah, let's do that. I mean, we could also hire mercs instead. But as previously discussed, they aren't going to be as effective as our own troops, so we'd prefer infantry. Wait, how fast is this? Oh, great, I think we also want to expand infrastructure. I might have forgotten to do that. There we go. Definitely click that button. 20 ducat income from Constantinople now, and we build these guys in 12 days. So we can recruit all of these 5 guys faster in Constantinople than building 1 troop anywhere else. Which doesn't really matter for land, but could matter for, like, naval stuff. How fast do we build boats? 73 days. Okay. Honestly, I kind of expected it to be faster with minus 90% time. Okay, and I think I'm going to get rid of expand the fortifications and give these guys land rights anyway. We're going to want to give nobility land rights regardless, and this will decrease our crown land, which we actually want. But we can wait a bit on that, actually. Oh, cheaper... Oh, but he's Catholic. We could probably still do this. Again, money doesn't really matter anymore. But we're saving a bit with this. And let's raise army maintenance for the war with the Ottomans now. Oh, and we can also do this. I just forgot to click this mission. Oops. That would have been helpful for the Venetian War, or like the Mamluk War. Or like a lot of stuff. Well, I guess now that I forgot to click it in the first place, we may as well like continue to not click it. We can save it for, I don't know, sometime when we need 10% morale in navies. It's not like we have the other stuff. Yeah, we can wait on that. At least until the end of the Ottoman War. How many troops does the Ottomans even have? Where are the Ottoman troops? I imagine they're in Sofia. We should be able to tell. Mamluk separatists could be an issue. We need to keep an eye on that. And are these done coring yet? Not quite. Okay. Ottomans are over there. And we'll just declare on these guys immediately. Yeah. This should be a super fast war. We just need to siege nothing, really. They're allied with Ajam. Seriously? Okay, Ajam won't help. Good. They shouldn't. And how much is all the Ottoman provinces? 80%. So do we care about Reconquest? Yeah, we do, because that will be less AE. Oh, do we still own our own core? I thought I gave this to Maria. Okay. No, Maria does not have a core. Well, we can always give them the core mid-war. Actually, I think it doesn't matter. We may as well give it to them before, yeah. And Edirne can be the war goal, why not? It's poetic. Ottomans will die after this. We may as well call in these guys. Actually, no need to. This is like the third Punic War. It's kind of just sad. Just finishing off an old rival that can no longer stand up and do anything on its own. And again, let's make sure we're using the diplomats at the end of the months. And may as well take prod efficiency. Do we have our siege guy on the siege? No. Where is our siege guy? I thought we hired a siege guy. Okay, whatever. Do we have max cannons? No. Let's get a cannon then. And move the rest of these guys down to Menteche. Could have sworn we had a siege guy. Here he is! Yeah. Now the main thing to worry about is Mamluk revolt. Mamluk separatists revolt in Egypt. Okay, cool. Extra opinion. I mean, that vassal won't exist soon, but still. Again, I want to get as much extra opinion as I can now, if possible. I'm also going to get rid of expand the fortifications. Yeah, I want to be able to give the nobility land. Actually, I don't need to get rid of that privilege, strictly speaking. I could give the nobility land rights and then revoke it, actually. Yeah, that would work. Yeah, let's just do this now then, so that we can revoke it easier later. Yeah, now we're at 12. Again, this is kind of a useless privilege. It's just so that we, what is it? Have less crown land when we sell titles. So we're, like, basically at the minimum crown land. So we should get the most possible money. Okay, hopefully I didn't wait too long. When did we take these provinces? 1507 May. Okay, so it's been like 2 months since they became cord. Okay, we didn't waste time. Not a significant amount anyway. So we're gonna build marketplaces everywhere as the first building. And once this building is done, we'll start coring. I mean, annexing Cephalonia. Okay, Serbia declared on Ottomans. Ottomans won't exist soon, that's fine. And we just need to make sure to give everything to the correct vassals. Sarkisian gets this, and then Anatolikon will get these two. Let's just prepare for these Mamluk separatists in advance. By the way, what do you guys think about the Solaris music? I like the Solaris music way too much, so I might be overusing it. But it's, in my opinion, the best part of the game. Yeah, let's only send land troops down here. Oh my god, more base tax in Constantinople. Sure. Aw, our heir isn't good at talking to people. That's sad. At least Theodora is living a long time. That's good. It took forever to get on the throne. But I guess, she's also going to stay on the throne for a long time, so yeah. Okay. Let's do Anatolikon here. Yeah, I think Anatolikon makes the most sense. Okay, we can get everything. And there shouldn't be much AE from this. It's like half of it is reconquest. Yeah. And now the Ottomans should no longer exist. We do waste 42 Diplo points, but hey. Such is life. That's why we have a max level Diplo advisor. And yeah, this is not a coalition. Anatolikon, just double checking we have all the right provinces. If you mess this up, it's not fun to redo. Yeah, so now Sarkisian has 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different states. I mean, it's also only 9 provinces, but hey. Oh, no, 10, 11, yeah. 11 states and provinces. And that's what we need them to have. Okay, this should be plenty to deal with Mamluk separatists, but let's send just a few more. So that we can have, like, lower casualties or whatever. And yeah, we basically conquered Anatolia. Well, QQ is going to be annoying. QQ wants Trebizond, I guess. So we didn't quite conquer Anatolia, but we got most of it. Are these guys still attached? We're not at war. Vassals, go somewhere else. I mean, I know you like me, but I don't like your attrition. Okay, we eclipsed Genoa, or maybe Genoa eclipsed us. I have a feeling we eclipsed Genoa. How are we rank 4 great power? What? I guess it's colonialism. This is hilarious. Rank number 4 great power. With 1 province, 77 dev. 1507. Well, I guess we can't embargo Genoa. I mean, we could, but probably isn't worth it. Should also check how long it would take to vassalize these guys. January 1511. Okay, so we don't want to start that yet. Because 2.5 years is too quick, because we still need to build 3 buildings. Well, almost 4. We can at least turn down our maintenance, though. Even turn this off? Yeah. Maybe we should have gone for Trebizond. It's fine. It's not like QQ is going to attack us. Oh, one thing I should do is... Yeah, seize Sugla from Anatolikon to complete the mission, because unfortunately we need to own that directly. Yeah. Seize land. Yeah, they should still be loyal after this, if barely. But we really want this mission. Okay, now we can give it back. This is what I said, by the way, with it not being fun to redistribute provinces. That was like a 40% Liberty Desire hit. Strike vassal, yeah. But now we have an extra mercenary company, I believe. No, we need 4 more provinces still. Yeah, but at least this will start ticking down soon. And let's work on improving relations with people. Timurids would accept an alliance. They're a great power, though, so... illegal. Okay, our scientist died. Trying to think of whether this guy is cheaper. He looks cheaper. How much missionary strengths do we have? We have a fair bit of missionary strengths. We probably don't need more missionary strengths, but we definitely don't need more money, so I suppose we may as well take this guy and promote him. But we could use more admin points. Yeah, let's do this guy. Dora gain 1 admin? I don't think that's possible. Well, I guess Michael is, like, somewhat competent at administration. It's, like, his only good attribute. Free 100 admin points? Sure. Okay, I do want to check what the Mamluks, inflation is. Okay, they have 4 loans. What about inflation? 1%. Oh, no, 2% basically. That's tough. Yeah, inflation is a bit of a problem because if the Mamluks have enough inflation, they may not actually build the canal. So we might get the 50,000 ducats, but we wouldn't get the canal, which is honestly possibly the more important part. Bro, you're only here to learn EU4 because you want to try your first world conquest? I'm not sure this is the best place to learn world conquest. General principles. This is probably the least generally useful world conquest you could follow because everything is so wacky in here. Like, we're not stacking any province war score cost, any core creation cost. We're not coring anything. All the vassals are doing it instead. I guess if you really want to do like a vassal-focused world conquest, it could be useful though. Send them gift to cover the inflation cost? Yeah, so that's the general solution. The caveat to sending them gifts is that they don't necessarily use it on what you want them to use it. Like, if I send the Mamluks a gift, say I wanted to be really careful and send the Mamluks 1,500 ducats, so that I knew they would pay everything back. That would cover the costs, the inflation cost for the event, but they might also use it to upgrade a center of trade. Now, I'm pretty sure that they can't sabotage the event at all if I just give them money now, because I took Wahira, so they can't upgrade any center of trade in the state that would invalidate the mission. So I should be able to give them an arbitrarily large amount of money. I'm going to make like one save like a couple months before, just to make sure. I don't think we'll need to reload at all, but I really don't want to like play the entire game again. Like I said earlier. I'm not a huge fan of like alt F4ing or whatever to manipulate RNG. I just don't want to replay 50 years. If something somehow goes wrong with this, I don't think anything should. Fingers crossed. But this is a very scuffed way of doing the Mamluk mission tree, I'll just say that. Okay, so we have 2 buildings. Let's get a third. Yeah, once we get the third building, we can start integrating Cephalonia. You know, it's wacky, but hear me out. You were live. I just want to hear some actual advice instead of play Ottoman or Austria. Yeah, I don't like playing the Ottomans, so I definitely won't say to play the Ottomans. I'm addicted to Byzantium. I might tell you to play Byzantium. But at least, most of the Byzantium stuff should also generally work for not playing Byzantium, if you're playing, like, an easier start. I'm gonna go for Halab, by the way. I want more Emporia agendas. Although I think we already did the necessary ones that we'll need later. Give me a second. Okay, we need one more agenda for this mission. So let's do this one. Yeah. So I personally like playing the first like 100 or 200, maybe 100 to 150 years of the world conquest much more slowly. Like you see, like I'm mainly focused on playing Tog right now, scaling my economy. I don't think it's that helpful to go all gung-ho maximum expansion from the very start in every case. I think you can chill for the first bit, at least until you unlock all the modifiers. Like just as general world conquest advice. Why would I care about relations with Holland? I'll take the prestige. But if you have, like, general questions, then that would be, more helpful for me. Any suggestions? You only got the Domination DLC. I mean, I'm probably still gonna suggest Byzantium. I think it's a really fun nation. It's better with the DLC. But it's still fun even without it. We can get 50 prestige or 50 admin, which is gonna be 15 prestige or 50 admin. I probably admin? Yeah. We don't need more prestige. For Byzantium, by the way, I actually think, like, this idea of just not coring land yourself for Byzantium and just feeding it and, like, doing the other stuff with the strategy is viable, but with, like, some alterations for regular gameplay. Because obviously using exclusively vassals is super slow and not optimal. But if you want to, like, use Prenoia more, like, release Bulgaria as a vassal at the start of the game for Byzantium. And then after you feed it all of its cores in one of your wars with the Ottomans, just make it into a Prenoia and just get the land for free. Don't core stuff with the Ottomans. Make some, I don't know, client state of Prenoia in Anatolia. Or better yet, like, take one province in, like, Kandahar, and feed Kandahar its cores, then make it a Prenoia. And you can feed it a bit more. The main thing you want to keep in mind with Prenoia, I just realized I think Prenoia are a DLC feature. I don't know if Prenoia are a DLC feature. I could be wrong. Ooh, we can get rid of Emperor Force Draft. Let's do that. Yeah, and let's take something more useful. I'll probably give them naval school rights at some point, but not yet. We'll just wait for their loyalty to recover first. Okay, well, let's do a less difficult goal, forming the Holy Roman Empire. I'm not sure I'm the best person to advise you with that, because I have, like, almost never played in the HRE. I've done it, like, maybe once or twice, but only as, like, Austria. So you'd probably be better off going to someone who, like, actually plays the HRE more, but, like, for Austria, one thing you can do is, first off, you just want to stop Protestantism. You don't want to have to worry about that, so you want to take, like, religious ideas and diplomatic as, like, your first two. I forget who it was. I think Raymond's Paradox has a great video on stopping the Protestant Reformation as Austria. And if you can do that, then getting the rest of the HRE reforms passed should be fairly easy. And yeah, and after that, you can either form the HRE or you can just keep the vassals form. But the main idea with stopping the Protestant Reformation is to take religious and diplo as your first two ideas, and then before 1500, you want to just take random outposts in the middle of the HRE, so you border as many nations as possible. And then after 1500, when the centers of Reformation spawn, declare war with some on the nations, and then force religion if they're an OPM, and then that will get rid of the center of Reformation. If they're not an OPM, then you'd have to take the province yourself and convert it, but you should be able to do that because you have religious ideas. And if you get rid of the centers of Reformation, the Reformation itself isn't a problem. Let's get yearly prestige. Actually, nah. We don't need any prestige. We have so much already. Okay, okay. 2 more buildings. I need to keep better track of time. How much time do we even have left with this province? 1503. We don't have much time. Oh, 1504. Okay, we have a bit of time. And we need 2 more buildings. Let's go, I don't know, manpower. Buildings don't matter, we just want fast constructed ones. Okay, let's do an ex-vassal, and that will be September 1512. Perfect. And again, we have all of these done. We just need to make sure to remember to dev this. We may as well just dev this now. Probably with admin points. There you go. Has been dev 10 times? Yeah. And that will unlock our last building slot. 10 people. Wow, everyone's like tuning in for the final bit of the Mamluk exploit. We should hopefully be able to get this canal constructed, if everything goes to plan. Although I could definitely be using my diplomats better. Let's support air. And we're not getting these guys to like us, but we should be using our diplomats on someone. Oh, we could attack QQ at some point. Not now, because we obviously need to stay at peace until we've dealt with these provinces. Tunis we've improved with. Taff a lot, sure, why not? Bulgaria. We just want to make sure we're doing something with the diplomats. And again, I'm saving these missions because they're percent modifiers, so we'll have more trade efficiency. We'll have more raw income later, so we may as well save the trade efficiency boost. It's not like we'll need the snowball anyway with the amount of money we're about to get. Assuming everything goes right, of course. Okay, we got the barracks, and let's get the dock. It's important not to build a fort here. The AI might delete it. But this should be our last building. Fingers crossed, everything works. And we are a great power. Our great power ranking is inflated, but we are one, so we can take the hegemon if we want to. It's not actually a guaranteed that we want to take it, though, because it does have a pretty significant downside of -50 relations with everyone who isn't our subject. I mean, we have most alliances banned anyway, but this would basically guarantee we couldn't get even, like, non-great power allies. And it would also make coalitions more frustrating. But it would also give significant upsides. Even at 0 power, it gives 100% extra mercenary manpower, which we will need. I mean, our mercenaries, I think we may have experienced this a bit already. By the way, this is not my first time attempting this run. I've attempted this once before on just hard difficulty. But you end up really needing mercenary manpower in this run. You don't have normal manpower. You need to be relying on your mercs. And you are basically always having your merc stacks employed later on, so merc manpower will really come in handy. The 5% dev cost modifier is also nice. And monthly war exhaustion is also nice. You don't have that many sources of it. And you take higher war exhaustion when you're an OPM, because the game really just hates OPMs for some reason. The specific reason is the attrition damage is, I think, based on your development casualty ratio, and since we have so low development, it thinks all of our casualties are a way bigger deal. Okay, let's get ramparts in Constantinople, why not? Again, we just need 10 buildings. And this will take until 1513, okay. And then we can rush the Hagia Sophia. Could Scutage Mechanic be useful in this campaign? By the way, I see the other questions. I'll get to them. Yes, but it wouldn't be useful for the money. We sometimes may want to keep a vassal out of the war. But, hold on. Do we need to pay off Anatolikon's debt again? No, we don't. But, yeah, debt. It's actually a pretty major problem for vassals, because we want to build forts in our vassals so that, you know, we can have forts. Forts are useful. But our vassals are not good at keeping economies running, particularly since we're diverting their trade. It is very easy to just bankrupt your vassals if you take too much money from them in, like, tribute or whatever. In my very first attempt at this run, I stacked vassal tax, and I got a quite a bit of money, maybe like 40 ducats or something from tax, but all of my vassals went bankrupt, and they started getting devastation. And the problem with your vassals going bankrupt and getting devastation is they also delete their forts, and devastation doesn't tick down when you don't have any forts nearby. So all of those provinces just kept on increasing in devastation, and eventually you will get to a point where you have all of your vassals' provinces with 100% devastation, and they aren't producing anything. I forget what the full effects of devastation are. I don't know if it has any effect on tax, but it does get to a point where it will completely stop any goods produced. So you get basically no money from the trade from your vassals' provinces, so it's much better to let the vassals keep their tax to fund themselves. There's other ways of keeping them loyal besides bankrupting them, and just take their trade, because a player can manage trade much better, and the vassals can usually survive without their trade. They cannot survive if they get taxed into oblivion. They can, but you need to, like, pay them back in subsidies, and at that point, why are you stacking vassal tax? You know? And, what was the other one? I feel like I missed a question. Oh, any advice on AE and coalitions? Okay, so I talked about this a bit earlier, but with coalitions, you want to prevent them from forming in the first place. So what I have been doing, is I just improve relations with random countries that I think I may get AE on at some point in the future. So, like, I improved with Tunis and Taff a lot. So Tunis almost has enough AE to join a coalition, but a country can't join a coalition if it has a positive opinion with you. This would be, again, another negative consequence to taking economic hegemon. We get minus 50 opinion with everyone. So we couldn't really stop coalitions from forming by a positive opinion, or at least it would be far more difficult. Like QQ would be wanting to join a coalition, for example. So yeah, just improve relations with countries that might join and keep them above 0 relations. That's to stop them from forming in the first place. You can't always do that. If you do have a coalition form, just declare war on it before it gets too big. You don't want the coalition to declare on you, because when they declare on you, the AI usually thinks it can win, and if the AI thinks it can win, the war is probably going to be difficult for you to win. Not impossible, but it will be expensive. So, like, declare on, like, separate parts of the coalition, give them, like, separate peace timers and stuff. Okay, I believe we filled all the requirements for the Mamluk mission now. We're just waiting on the integration to finish, which I believe should take, like, 3 years. That's longer than I expected. Is that still in time? Or reparations? It is barely in time, okay. Let's do Law 1 stability. I don't want to lose 20 army tradition. We don't have much to spare. And Mamluk separatists will probably rise up soon. We don't need our army to do anything here. Most of your problems in Europe game is HRE coalition. Yeah, the coalitions in the HRE are by far the worst. So again, try and improve relations with the countries to stop them from joining in the first place. If you can't, separate truce timers, just juggle the truces. Again, I really don't want to delay this integration at all, so I'm taking a few more casualties than might be necessary here. And I believe that should be all the rebels in our vassals for now. Yeah, April 1513. And we have war reps until June 1514. So we have like 1 year to spare. Let's go deal with this. probably should not be this eager to deal with my vassals' rebels for, like, liberty desire reasons, but whatever. So what are the most fun nations you play? I want to have some fun. So I've played Byzantium a lot. Trebizond is fun, but very difficult. By the way, I normally play on very hard, so these nations are gonna be... keep that in mind. Georgia is much more consistent than Trebizond, because Trebizond you often just die to the Ottomans early. Karaman is a fun campaign. I like playing like in the Middle East a lot. I feel like that gives you a lot of dynamism. Hold on, I forget. Whatever. It's very varied. Whereas in Europe, I don't know. I have played most of like the typical European nations once, but I don't find them as fun. I like the harder starts. Let's continue spreading to our vassals. Vassal forts don't give zone of control to the suzerain or other vassals' provinces. Yeah, so that's another aspect that's somewhat important with this campaign. So if you'll notice, I have 2 forts here. So we need Bulgaria to manage their own zone of control, and for Morea to manage their own zone of control. These 3 forts are enough to protect Constantinople, which is important both to protect prosperity and just so that we can't get our capital occupied as the first fort. And I built a fort here because that should protect most of Anatolia. Oh, it looks like they deleted their fort here, which is fine. That's actually good. We want to conquer this Trebizond fort at some point, though. Again, we can't do it yet. We need to wait like 2 years. And then, after that, we will attack the Mamluks again. Okay, Aden up separatists, that should be fine. Again, I'm only really worried about separatists in Egypt right now, because that would delay the integration of Cephalonia. But we can keep our army maintenance up just in case. Austria are no longer a great power, okay. That is interesting. You have some strange great powers. Why is Timurid so strong? That's kind of scary. We have almost all of our vassals at max. Let's improve with Morea. And again, keeping Crown Land as low as possible for now. We will have some Liberty Desire issues, but that's worth it, I think, to maximize the amount of money we get from this. Okay. And we can't knowledge share to any of our other vassals, so I think we'll stop for now. We can also, like, trade in some favors with Serbia. Let's do, like, 20 for now. We are not getting lucky with support heir. I guess we are getting lucky with our ruler, though. 65-year-old Theodora. Actually, I think that might still be younger than our first ruler. I forget when he died. We've just had some crazy old rulers, both good and bad so far. I think we've only had, like, the starting 2 rulers and Theodora. And it's 50 years in. Aden separatists, okay. I feel bad declining from Serbia. I don't know why. It's an AI. I shouldn't feel bad for the AI. But he's been so helpful and loyal. I want to vassalize Serbia at some point. But I have to decline knowledge sharing. I don't want knowledge sharing to spread to, like, Venice. Okay, where's the next one? Karaman. Oh, I think our missionary hasn't been doing anything for a while. That's bad. Okay, again, we need to keep an eye. Milan wants knowledge sharing. Sorry, Milan. You haven't been helpful enough to deserve knowledge sharing. If Serbia isn't getting it, you definitely aren't. We can try to improve with Medina. I don't think it'll do anything. Yeah, it won't do anything. Let's just do Austria instead. Because we're gonna get, like, minus 50 with all of these guys. I think what I'm gonna do is we're gonna keep on playing for a bit longer until we get the choice of whether or not to become economic hegemon, and that's when we're gonna stop the stream. Because I'm not actually sure whether we want to take the economic hegemon or not. We have everything, right? All 5 buildings. We have the marketplaces. None of these buildings are forts in the province that matters. You just need to worry about the Mamluk inflation by sending a gift on the 18th. You need to send the gift on the correct day, by the way, because of when the event is. Let's just do Patriarch Authority. And I think we want... Oh, we could do this. I don't really see the reason. I think a guaranteed free 60 Tradition Admiral is better. Yeah. We could also do something like economic freedom, but province trade power isn't really useful because we'll already have full control over Constantinople via our vassals. Yeah. I think I'll grant this so that we can get some more trade efficiency. Yeah. %. Equals mass fort assaults. Not quite. We will still be lacking in manpower, even with the buff to Merc manpower. 50 ducats for a free general? Or we can get some prestige. I mean, he's... Oh my god, he's a 4 siege general. Yes. Okay. Yeah, that was the siege guy. And he's 28. Oh my god, we should have this guy for a while. Okay, April 1513. Okay. Again, gonna make the last save now. Again, I don't think we'll need to use the save it all for this, but just in case, because I don't want to replay the whole campaign. I don't think that anything can go wrong, but I have tested this multiple times, and in like more than half of the tests, something I've never seen before goes wrong with this. This is like the third different strategy I've come up with to try and make this, what is this, this idea consistent with getting this exploit with wall and OPM, managing it through vassals. The building stuff is the main thing that can go wrong. Let's make sure we have a diplomat available. And we need to remember to, well, first off, not unpause the game when we own this territory. We will give all of this territory away, and then we will wait until the 18th, and then we will give the Mamluks a gift of gold to counter their inflation. We don't actually want to give it more than necessary. Oh, good. They lowered inflation, it seems. So this should hopefully work. I'm going to give them 200 ducats at the very least. Just to cover the bases. Maybe 250. I think they have loans. Yeah, like 225 maybe would be good. Now we can choose between Poland or someone else. It doesn't really matter. I'm not going to select a rival now, because we're capped at 100 power projection anyway. We will probably take the economic hegemon, by the way. I just don't want to commit to it, because maybe between the streams we figure out some reason we shouldn't take economic hegemon. Probably coalition related, because minus 50 opinion would make it way harder to manage coalitions. Okay, like 2 more months. Again, we don't give the money to the Mamluks until we've already given them the provinces. Crap. Okay, this is really bad. The Mamluks are at war. I just really have to hope that Ageron doesn't occupy anything, because that could completely screw us this. I can't offer my rival Condottieri, can I? Ugh. Can I enforce peace? No, there's an attacker. Yeah, I just have to hope they keep control of this province, because if they don't, that could mess everything up. Let's keep another diplomat open, just in case. Okay. Does this end? It ends in April, so we have 2 months. Let's keep our troops not in the province that's going to be isolated. And I don't think we need to do anything. I think we've done everything that we can to maximize the chance of this working. Yep. This is the month. Again, I just want to go to minimum speed so that I don't accidentally pass a day. Okay. We didn't tick a day, that's good. Okay. Now, what... We should just be able to give this stuff back to the Mamluks, and then that should do it. And we wait until the 18th of the month, because of when they pass the mission. And on the 18th, we'll give them, like, 225 ducats or something. Just checking we can send them a gift. We can. Okay, and we also have prestige banked to make sure we don't go negative prestige from this. You can't return a province to a country that's at war. I'm not sure why I forgot that was a mechanic. Who are they even at war with? Okay, well, like I said, it's good that we have that save. What I'll do, I guess, is we'll go back, and I guess we can cancel the annexation and wait until they, like, finish the war. Yeah, we'll try and do that. Slight amounts of saves coming here. Like I said, like, this mission always finds a new way to go wrong every single time. I did kind of forget that this was one of the conditions that could go wrong. But we'll try again. And yeah, we'll just have to hope they don't keep on starting wars. Because if they like continuously start wars one after the other, after the other, after the other, then this may not end up working. Of course, assuming the game loads. Okay. And I think this is the correct one. Yeah, what we'll do is we will cancel integration and just hope that they are at peace for long enough for us to integrate our vassal. We will end up using, like, more Diplo points than necessary, but I think it's worth it. We need to try. So yeah, we need to waste 300 Diplo. I don't think we can pause it effectively. I'm trying to think of a way to pause it. If we could, like, somehow screw over our Diplo rep, then we could do it. Wait, can we not pay diplomats? No, I wish you could not pay diplomats to, like, pause this. Okay, we'll waste the 300 Diplo. And we will immediately start it again, so that hopefully by the end of the war, we can just annex it. No, this won't work either. Because now we won't get the war reps. Yeah, they're just going to be at war now. Yeah, this won't work. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this means that we'll finish annexing our vassal after the point at which after we can, what's it called? After the war reps run out. Okay, what I think we'll do is I'll pause the stream here for today, and what we can do is we can wait out the truce here. It kind of sucks, but I think we just have to. We'll wait out the truce. We will declare on the Mamluks again. We will take new war reparations, and we can annex our vassal, like, as the war is going on. It shouldn't be a long war. So that right after the war finishes, we annex the vassal, we give away the land instantly before the Mamluks can declare another war. We'll need to, like, wipe out their armies in the war. And yeah, then we just complete the mission then. So this is going to delay everything by, like, 5 to 10 years, but I don't see a better option. We can maybe, like, take some land as well, I guess, in that war. I guess the question is, do we want to start the integration before or after the war? But I guess we'll figure that out next stream, because this stream has already been going on fairly long. Yep, and we'll just do more wars against the Mamluks. But we are mostly prepared. We got some decent progress. We got Anatolia unified. We got rid of Venice. We aren't getting rid of Genoa anytime soon. We got our income up to a respectable, like, 64 ducats. We just need to figure out our crown land situation after we sell this. Hopefully we can get estate statutory rights. We can, like, get rid of expand the fortifications, for example. But that's all for next stream, so, like, I guess, like, subscribe if any of you aren't subscribed already. The Discord is a great place to, like, get notified of when the next stream is happening, and basically nothing else. That is, like, only purpose right now. I guess you could technically talk about EU4 in it. But yeah. Sorry for the disappointing finale. I was hoping to get this canal constructed, but no, the Mamluks decided to attack. I don't even know where Mara is. Some random Arabian nation, and we can't really do much to prevent that. I don't think we could have stopped this. We could have, like, had a slightly tighter timing window on the vassalization, but I don't think we have a way of predicting when they'll declare war. I guess we could have wiped out all their armies. That's what I'll do next time. We'll hunt down all of their armies and try and wipe them all off the map. Okay. Hope you all liked the screen. I hope you all liked the stream. Go like it or whatever. Do your thing. And probably a stream tomorrow at a fairly similar time as